Hey guys, how you doing? Lux News Network. My name is Danny Cassell for people that do not know. And my next guest I'm with, his name is Douglas Smythe. He's an expert in the art of traditional shaving, effective razor designs, soap making, and perfuming. So how you doing today, Douglas?
Great, Daniel. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Good, good, good. So, tell us a few things about yourself, where you're from, what are your hobbies, if you're married or have any kids, things like that.
I have no kids. I'm not married. I'm originally from New England, Massachusetts. I've lived in Phoenix, Arizona, right outside Phoenix, Arizona for the last decade. I've lived in Central America. Uh, and that's me in a nutshell, really.
Okay.
Coconut shell, maybe.
Yeah. So, what made you want to shave, like get into the shaving business?
It was totally by accident. It was nothing I ever planned. There was no business plan in action. It all happened. I guess I was in the right place at the right time. Um, I was living outside of the country for a long while, about 4 years, and while out there, I developed a product called Itch No Mas, which was very effective in preventing or stopping the itch after a bite, like sand flea in particular, is what I was going after, or what was going after me. Um, so while I was down there, camp with that, and thought to myself that if I ever made it back to the States, this is something I would definitely look into selling. And it was really just a joke. I wasn't, it was like one of the many thoughts you have when you're sitting on the beach. Didn't take it too serious. But 4 years later, I found myself back in the United States and I came back to an Etsy world where these things were a lot easier to do and were actually possible to try. So I gave it a go. Turned out to be a really big deal in Central America. I created a sister product too called Stink No Mas, which was an emergency insect repellent slash deodorant. So as you wore it in sweat, it would emit the
Mhm.
essential oils into the air that would repel bugs. And that actually ended up doing much better than Itch No Mas. Regardless, I was losing money in the shipping and I decided to focus on the United States and try something new. By that time, I was making deodorant. So I did that, and I started making a shave soap for myself in the beginning. It really just a scent, a bay rum scent that you just couldn't find. No one was doing it at the time, and bay rum is like my signature scent. So I made a couple pucks. My girlfriend taught me how to. She's a soap maker, and sent some to a couple of my friends that were bloggers as well. And their first question after they tried it was, "When's this going up for sale?" And that hadn't even occurred to me. I was just sharing something with them, and it got me thinking. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll give it a go." And sure enough, I did, and it just blew up overnight. I hit up a couple forums and groups, and yeah, I just wasn't expecting it. And like I said, we were really in the right place at the right time. This niche, traditional shaving, really didn't explode yet, so we really hit it at the ground floor, and we were one in maybe four or five artisans around at the time. So yeah, it just happened overnight. Really, just was not expecting it.
Okay, that's good, good, good. Um, what's the next question? Uh, uh, is shaving an art or no?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily an art. It's definitely something all humans have to do or will do in their lifetime. So it's a skill more than an art, I guess. If an art is a form of self-expression, I'd say male grooming maybe is more of an art, like stuff people are doing with their facial hair. But shaving in of itself is not necessarily an art. It's a skill.
Yeah, okay. Good answer, good answer.
Thanks.
Uh, how can someone grow facial hair like people that struggle? Like I don't grow any facial hair. I never grown any.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, there's no way to force that to happen. That's all DNA and that's all genetic. So if you're not, I mean, it depends. How old are you?
I'm 25. I turned 26 in two
Yeah.
days.
Okay. Yeah. You're not going to really see much of a beard. But younger guys are always like asking me, like, what can I do? And it's like, really look at your grandfather, look at your dad, look at your family. What do they look like with a beard? Do they not have beards? Do they have thin beards? That'll usually give you your answer right there. And
Okay.
sometimes it's just a fluke. Sometimes if you don't have one by your 25th birthday, however, you're probably not going to be able to grow a full beard. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's some great
Yeah,
facial.
yeah,
So, you can do a
yeah.
goatee. There's all types of stuff you can do.
Yeah, yeah. My
But you'll
dad,
never be a true man.
yeah, yeah. His facial hair only from here is like this down.
Right.
Yeah,
The goatee. Yeah. So he's
yeah.
got the goat. which is also really cool. I mean, King Tut rocked one of those, so
Yeah.
there's some credibility.
Uh, uh, your business, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. How did you start it? You said you was down in Central America. So
Yeah, one thing
when
led
you
to
came
another.
back, you just jumped right in it. Did you get help or?
No, no help. I was still working my day job, and my girlfriend was still working her day job. And when we got home, we were just working on this stuff at night. And again, it was really just like, well, let's see what happens. But it wasn't. We never ever thought it would become as successful as it has. I mean, now we have a facility, we have a lab, we have 6 employees. We've been doing this for over 10 years now as our main. This is our job. This is our passion. This is our life. I'm also very involved. Believe it or not, there's a whole niche out there of traditional wet shaving. I throw a conference every year. I participate in groups. I have a YouTube channel called I'd Lather Be Shaving, which is kind of ridiculous. It's like almost like Wayne's World meets Antique Roadshow somewhere in the desert on acid. Because as well as a business person, I'm also a passionate traditional shaver myself. I collect a lot of vintage razors, going back 100 years, because believe it or not, those will shave you just as good today as they did when they came off the assembly line 100 years ago. Those things were built to last, and they're very effective. All this cartridge razor stuff you see out there now on multi blades, it's garbage. The only reason why they were ever invented was in the early 70s. These main razor companies, traditional razor companies, were running, like Gillette was running out of its patents. So they needed to create something new to maintain its dominance in the field, and they did. They created the double edge, or the multi cartridge razors. But those were never about a better shave. It was just about maximizing creating more profits. And they went from a multi-million-dollar company to a multi-billion-dollar company overnight. So it's
Just on
just,
changing the product.
yeah, it's just it was just total conspiracy in that regard. So when you ever see that, like, you can get a better and closer shave with the more blades you have, you don't. The more blades you have on a razor, the more horrible the shave is going to be. The closer the hair is going to be to the skin, begging to be ingrown, begging for razor
Oh
burn.
yeah,
It's
that's
not a
true.
better shave. Every time one blade goes across your face, you're taking off a layer of skin. So the
Yeah.
more blades you have on that, the more skin you're taking off. And that's why most guys, whenever I speak anywhere, I always ask, how many people here think they have sensitive skin? And like 9 out of 10 hands go up in the room. That's impossible. We can't all have sensitive skin. What's going on? Well, what's going on is we've been inadvertently giving ourselves sensitive skin by using the wrong tools for the job for years, for 50 years now. It's a sham.
And is that your special razor
This
that
is
you
one.
made?
This is just one. This one actually glows in the dark, believe it or not. But
Okay.
yeah, so this is just a three
And
piece
that
slant.
you made that.
Yeah, yeah. This is one of our products.
Okay,
Yep, this
good,
is one,
good,
a
good.
monster slant. But
And what's the name
yeah,
of it?
this one's a monster. They're called the El Fantasma.
Hmm.
It's a monster slant. So not that I recommend shaving in the dark, but it's just something fun it does. But yeah, so it's just a three-piece design. So just the handle and the two pieces up here, and you just put the single blade in here, put it together, and boom, that's it. That's all you need. That's the way to get a better shave without all the issues that typically come with a cartridge razor.
Okay, that's cool. That's very talented entrepreneur right
Uh,
there.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. What are some popular products that your company sells?
Oh, geez. See, having done this for over 10 years now, we pretty much weeded out stuff that doesn't sell. So everything that we currently sell sells.
Okay.
And what doesn't, and if sometimes we'll do seasonal products, so they're only available for a month or two. That way we're not always that it keeps room on the shelves, really. So because some stuff doesn't sell all year round. It just doesn't. A lot, I mean, we deal with a lot of fragrances, which are often seasonal. So we find ways to tweak it so stuff that's on the site is always selling.
Right, right, right. That's smart.
Yeah.
Hmm. Does your company only sell men products or do they also sell women products?
Well, we're primarily, we deal with guys, but I'd say there's more than half of our fragrances are unisex.
Hmm.
So men or women do use them and can use them. So that's not really a problem. It just, we tried doing women products probably about 8 years ago, and the audience really isn't there yet. Women haven't switched over to traditional shaving. They
Hmm.
really haven't hopped on board where guys did. So it'll eventually come, it'll eventually happen. But in the meantime, we'll just offer some unisex stuff that they can pick up.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm. Are you a software developer? Did you develop your own website or did somebody write it for you? Did you
Oh
write the
no,
code?
no. Okay, so you must have read I'm a traditional shaving hardware and software developer. Did you read that somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, what I mean by that is hardware is like the razors and whatnot that we design, and the software is like the soap or the aftershaves or
Oh,
the
got you, got you,
colognes.
got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
it's me
Got
trying to be
you.
funny, but honestly, I cause more confusion that way.
Okay. All right, I was just clarifying.
Yeah.
Um, uh, how do I make my shave last longer?
Uh, that's another thing that's going to be genetic and really hereditary in that regard. But I mean, like, with a good razor, you're gonna give yourself a baby butt smooth shave. That will, take you to a day or two. It really depends. Like some, if you use a straight razor, you're gonna need a closer shave too. But I don't really necessarily recommend a close shave. Everyone's going for a close shave, but the closer the shave, the more problems you run into. And this happens to do mostly with we chase a baby butt smooth shave. While you're shaving, you're still feeling, oh, I gotta get closer, I gotta get closer. But what goes on is your beard, your whiskers they're kind of pulling the wool over on you, no pun intended. But I mean, like when you soak your beard, when you put lather on, the whole reason why we use shaving soap and lather is to hold moisture to our face. And the whiskers just suck that stuff right up, and it makes the whisker fatter and softer and easier target for the razor. So while you're still feeling it as you're shaving on your face, it's kind of just a facade. It's just loaded, it's bloated really with water. So if you finish the shave, maybe you'll still feel some spots. Don't touch them. An hour after you shave, it'll go down as it loses water and you'll actually have a great shave. So most of the problem is using cartridge razors, multi-blades, and chasing a baby butt smooth shave while your face is still wet. So we got to relax on that. Don't chase a baby butt smooth shave. Just do a damn fine shave and you'll be all good. Trust me on that one. That's the biggest mistake most men make is chasing that shave.
Right, right, right. How do I get rid of irritation and how do I prevent ingrown hairs?
Okay. Yeah, really the prevention for ingrown hairs is just using the right tools for the job. I mean, it's kind of comparative to like using a butter knife or a screwdriver. Don't do that. It'll work, but it's not the right it's not the right tool. It might strip the bolt. It's not going to do a great job, but a Phillips head or a flathead is going to do the right job. It's built for that. And that's what an original traditional safety razor is all about. It's just that one blade action is all you ever needed. So, using that proper prep. Shaving immediately after a shower is always good. It pretty much uh, preps the skin, gets the moisture in the beard where you want it. And then using a shave soap and a shave brush also is the way to go because that'll stimulate the skin, the brush will, and it'll also, it also creates hot lather. There's nothing like shaving with hot lather, and it's mildly exfoliating. Everyone's talking about exfoliating products these days. They love to sell exfoliating products to men now, but you see guys walking on the street and they're all shiny, their faces are shiny, their foreheads are shiny. That comes from over exfoliation. We tend to over exfoliate. It's just a money grab for a lot of these companies. So shaving in itself, there's nothing more exfoliating than dragging a blade across your face. So there's that, there's the brush. So when you get rid of all this other garbage that they're trying to sell you and just keep it simple, super simple, one blade, a brush and soap, you're using the right tools. You're setting yourself up to win rather than fail with using the wrong tools.
All right. Does your company, do they sell like products that shave men's pubes? Like, you know how there's like Manscaped, things like that?
I mean, again, when they sell specific products for that, I really think it's a money grab. They just
Hmm.
slap a new name on an old product. You can use any razor for that, really. I mean, this razor right here is a scent razor, so it's kind of tilted. It bends the blade like a guillotine, which is a more efficient cut. However, I wouldn't recommend shaving down there with this. You want a straight edge razor. Not, I don't mean um, a cutthroat razor. I mean, a safety razor, but with a straight edge on it, a safety bar, something like that. You would use. I don't really deal in that department though. I don't. I mean, I don't really. We don't cater to that, but I
Okay.
know companies out there do. But again, it's often just it's a money grab. It's like when people sell beard shampoo and
Hmm.
beard conditioner. That's a money grab. You can use good old fashioned shampoo and good old fashioned fatty conditioner on your beard, and you're going to get the same result. But they love selling this stuff to us, and we love buying it. But
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't look for anything special there. I mean, I would imagine you'd want to use electric clippers and
Mhm.
then go at it with just a good safety razor.
Okay.
And make sure you're using a lot of soap. See, what we do sell is pre-shave soap, which adds more glide and slickness and protection before you put the real shave soap on top of that. So you've already got this protective layer, which is adding more slick and a lather boost as well. That you might want to use down there too. Just, you want all the protection you can have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Okay. The next let's follow up. What's the difference between a shaving gel, a shaving foam, and shaving cream?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, I highly recommend using a traditional shaving soap, which is like a puck of soap. It's not your body soap, but it's formulated specifically for shaving. So it's not meant to be cleansing. It's meant to be protective and build a lather primarily. So I recommend using that. That's real soap, and when you're brushing it on, it's making contact with your skin completely. Whereas you use these aerosol products like these gels and these foams, they're loaded with air also. So if you can look at it at that level on your skin, you're seeing soap, air pocket, soap, air pocket. So across your face, you're not getting an even um, coat of shaving soap that would protect your face. Not only to mention, I mean, another great thing about returning to traditional shaving is it's better for your wallet because blades like cartridge razors, for those cost $25, right? Um, Whereas single edge or double edge blades that we use, you can get 100 of those for $9 to $15. So right there, better for your wallet. It's better for your face, as we've talked about, and it's better for the planet because you're not throwing away all this plastic into the ground. I mean, as you would with these cans of shaving goo that also are loaded with aerosols that have no business being on your face. The only reason why those chemicals are inside there is to get it out of the can and onto your face. And it's more like a psychological trick too. Like we think foamy when we're shaving and whatnot. A really good shave often is the coat of the soap is straight on your face. It's not this like mounds of Cool Whip or anything like that. It's coating. You just need to protect your skin. So it's like it's there. It's got a slight puff to it, but it's more of a straight coat. So it's just this illusion we've been believing in for the last couple decades. But you can just I forgot what the question was. I'm so mad at this.
It
It's such
was
a conspiracy.
it's all right. It was what was the difference between
Yes,
a
yeah. So
shaving gel, shaving
the difference
foam?
is real soap, better ingredients. There's nothing to throw away when you're done with the soap. You buy another one. And it coats your face completely. Whereas the gels and the aerosols and that stuff just don't. They're again wrong tools for the job.
Okay.
Super convenient though. I mean, they're really convenient, but at the end of the day, they're just they're not the best thing you could be using.
All right, all right. Um, what tips would you give to guys when they're shaving?
Oh, geez. Well, I think we've covered a lot of those
Yeah.
actually. Don't
Okay.
chase a baby butt smooth shave.
Mhm.
Use a double-edged razor or safety razor. Use a shave soap and a brush.
Mhm.
Uh, and again, the prices are ridiculous for cartridge razors. I know you can join a dollar club here and a dollar club there, but at the end of the day, you're still buying an inferior product that's going to hurt you. So it's great to invest in a nice little safety razor setup, traditional razor setup, brush and soap, and stick with it. And the thing is, with cartridge razors, those are one size fits all. With a safety razor, there's hundreds of different brands out there. There's hundreds of different blade brands out there too, and not all edges on a blade are the same. Soaps, brushes, so you can finally customize the shave to your own unique skin and whisker type. You couldn't do that with a cartridge razor and goo in a can because that's all the same. And all of our faces and skin and whiskers are not the same. So you really got to find what works for you.
Right. Yeah. Do you sell any moisturizers for aftershave?
Yeah, we do an aftershave balm called Mysterium Serum. That's really nice. I mean, I myself gravitate more towards aftershave splashes, like traditional. I like that burn in the same way that someone might like hot sauce. As humans, like we're the only species that likes pain like that. Like hey, the only reason why the plant kingdom creates a lot of these, peppers and whatnot is to repel pests, but we go right towards that because that's who we are. And I think it's the same thing with aftershave. I like that burn because it's working. The original aftershave, was meant to kill anything left over on your face after the barbershop visit. A lot of people were dying from sepsis back in the day from little micro cuts they were getting.
Yeah.
So they had to come up with something like aftershave, and which is an antiseptic. So I like that. In this day and age, we don't necessarily need that as much. But that's for me. But we do make bombs as well, scentless bomb. I also make a gel, an aftershave gel, which has alcohol in it. And we do one for every one of our scents. And so it has like the feeling of a bomb, but the dry down feeling of a traditional aftershave. So it feels great because the alcohol content, as it dries off or burns off, it's nice sensation.
Right.
And then we do some bombs with menthol too. So you have like unmentholated or you have menthol. So if you want that cooling like menthol feeling after the fact, that's a really excellent sensation as well.
Um, what is that? How often should I change blades?
That's gonna be kind of subjective as well. I mean, because everyone's whiskers are different, Um, for me personally, and again, when we're talking about this type of shaving, these blades are so cheap; they literally cost pennies. You can get 100, as I said, for like $9 or $15. So you don't have to push it. I know back in the day when I used a cartridge razor in college and whatnot, I would use that same blade for like months. Rinse it off, keep doing it, and you're doing more harm than good. You may be saving a couple bucks, but you're hurting your skin. You're doing damage.
Yeah,
So change
yeah,
the
that's
blade
true.
often. With a double-edged blade, you can change it after every three. I change it after every three shaves. Some people change it after every shave.
Yeah, that's me. After every shave, I go
There
to
you
the dollar
go. Yeah,
store. I just buy a bunch after
yeah,
every shave.
yeah.
Man.
Good, smart. If you can afford to do that, by all means, do
Yeah.
that. That's why a lot of my friends and even I have cutthroats razors too, the single edge razors, and we'll use though I use mine on the weekends, but I mean they use them, and that's just one blade you'll ever need to buy. You just need to keep it sharp. So it's all about using a sharp blade all the time on your skin. The duller it gets, the more harsh and more micro cuts it's going to give you without you even knowing it, and it's just opening you up to a world of pain.
Right. Yeah. There are many shaving products. How do I know which ones to buy?
Um, that's a good question too. Um, well, I mean, if you again, I really think if you stick to traditional shaving, there's a lot of great artists and stuff out there now. So I can only speak for that. I mean, that's the niche I'm in. When it comes to the stuff they're selling in the stores, I don't buy any of that stuff. I don't recommend using any of that stuff. I recommend staying away from that stuff. I recommend getting an artisan shave soap, a shave brush, and either a straight razor or a safety razor, which is I've been talking about.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, just contact me. I'll walk you through it.
Do you have any products for ingrown nose hair?
Wow, ingrown nose hair. I don't even know if I've ever experienced that. No, no, I don't. I never even thought about that. Do you get those?
Oh no. So I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
it's possible for people to get them. Like my
Oh yeah.
grandfather, the elderly, they get them a lot. The ingrown nose hair. So
I would imagine that's coming from using trimmers. If they have electric trimmers, the round ones, they stick up their nose.
mm,
A lot of old guys use those in their noses and their ears.
mm,
That I can see cutting too close to the skin. So to stay away from that, to prevent that, they probably should use nose clipping scissors, which
mm.
have the little rounded ends, so you don't poke yourself. But that's probably the best way to proceed with nose hairs and ear whiskers and all that jazz.
Okay. Mhm. Uh, what's your shaving routine like? Yeah.
Well, my shaving routine is, well, as you can see, not much these days, right? I got a beard going, but that doesn't mean I don't shave because no one
Mm,
wants a neck beard, and I also like to shape it. So mine's very basic these days. I'll shave, I'll shape the top, I'll shape the bottom, keeping it close. But sometimes I let the beard grow out. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I grow a goatee. whatever I'm feeling that, that day. I don't like to put myself like pigeonhole myself really. Like some guys will be like, oh, you don't have a beard, you're not a real man. And other people will be like, you should shave your beard off and be a real man. So it's like, look, I'm a
Yeah.
man. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Why would I like everyone's always telling me how to live my life? Why would I want to do that to myself? So
Yeah.
I just do what I want when I want to do it. So, but I try to shave every single day. I'm typically a shower shaver. I'll lather. I have all my brushes on top of my shower. I have soap in there, and I feel like the conditions in the side of the shower are really perfect. It's like shaving inside a hot towel. It's no fuss, no muss, really. At the end of it all, you just rinse off. You're good to go. So there's not a lot of cleanup involved. I
Right.
have a little mirror in there, anti fog mirror that I use. Um, but that's it. I'll lather up once. I'll do one pass with the grain, then rinse and repeat, lather up again, and now I'll go across the grain, lather up. I do about 3 or 4 passes, and then I go across the other way, and then lather up, and then I go against the grain. And I know to a lot of people, against the grain or ATG is taboo, but that is born out of cartridge razor usage. When you use a safety razor or a traditional razor, you can go against the grain all day long and not have to worry about it because you're only using one blade. So you'll still hear people say that all the time. Don't go against the grain. I shave against the grain all the time. If you can get away with it, if you know which direction your beard grain grows in, keep that in mind because against the grain, a lot of guys that have problems don't realize that the beard grows in a bunch of directions. You need to trace that and see which direction it's growing in because against the grain for you could be a side pass. So you're going against the grain with a cartridge razor maybe and not even knowing it. So be observant which way it's growing. Keep that in mind for a lot of your listeners out there that are still using cartridge razors, but that's where you're going to run into problems. So reason number 371 why you should use a traditional safety razor rather than a cartridge razor.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna share my screen and then I'm gonna show you some different beers and then you can react to them.
Okay.
All right, so let me just scroll back up real fast and then scroll down. Okay, here we go. So this screen share. So there we go. Screen, Chrome. I wonder. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, 10 actors who have transformed for roles with beards. So Bill Murray. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so what do you think about his?
It's very French. It fits the part.
Okay. And then who's it? Wes Bentley, Seneca Grain, Hunger Games.
Yeah, he's just clean shaven, that fella. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you get a lot of guys in beard competitions
Uh-huh.
that do a lot of wacky stuff like that. But like I wouldn't wear that in public. They do that in competitions to get the audience attention, to get more applause, so they win the competition. But you see a lot of guys with mustache wax today, and they wind up their mustaches so much they're like insects. Like that's not cool. They didn't do that 100 years ago. It was just a natural twist with a little bit of wax. But again, it's a lot of this that you see guys doing on the street today. They're seeing men who do competitions online, or I'm sorry, who do competitions, they do these eccentric things with their beards and mustaches, but it's not how we used to do it 100 years ago, 200 years ago. So it's not like an everyday wear. So it's just, exaggerated. Oh yeah, is
There's
that
a
Gandalf?
regular long beard. Yeah. Let's see. This,
But Ali G.
yeah. General Aladdin and the Dictator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's very Cuban.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings. All right, this he is again. That's one with it's more wet.
Oh yeah, it was Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's oh there we go. That's a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, yeah. You want to see Leonardo DiCaprio? This is just a regular, more clean shave.
Yeah, it's like a circle beard is what we'd
Yeah,
call that.
yeah. But yeah, that's basically it now. You wanna
Yeah,
see-
beards are all over the place, and again, they're going to be different for everybody. These are actors, so I don't know how natural some of them are. I mean, they're probably getting a little help from the makeup department, but
Right, 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 right. That's true. They probably are. Yeah, help from the makeup department because you can like make a fake beard and then
Yeah, exactly. Or color it. I mean, it may be
yeah,
gray. Whatnot, like,
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true. Now I think about it, I've seen that in several different behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Very cool.
So yeah, do if people want to go to your store physically, can they go to a physical location and buy products or no? It's only on
No,
online as right now.
only online. I mean, we're sold all around the world.
Mhm.
So I mean, there are barbershops out there, and there
Mhm.
are stores and shaving stores that do carry our stuff. But we personally don't have a retail store.
Okay,
We
got you, got you.
yeah,
Oh, so I can be in like the UK and buy something and get shipped
yeah,
there, or I
yeah.
can
We have
be
a
in Kenya and East Africa and buy something and get shipped there.
East Africa, maybe not. West Africa, I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, what's some places in West
South
Africa?
Africa, there's definitely some
South
places in South
Africa.
Africa. Yeah.
Okay, South Africa. Okay. Yeah, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, that's good. That sounds good. Yeah, this is interesting. I never
Yeah, most
ran
people
to
don't
somebody
think.
like you before yet, so it was that was a nice interview to have. It was I learned a lot.
Oh, right on, Daniel.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Do you have any websites, any
Oh yeah.
social media?
By all means, check out if you're interested in learning more about traditional shaving. Check out I do a tutorial called
Mhm,
howtowetshave.com. Just
mhm,
check that out. And then there's our morning show. I'd lather be shaving.com. And then
mhm,
of course there's our website, phoenixshaving.com. There's a chat bot on there. I'm usually the guy on the other end of that. So I can talk shop all day long and answer any questions that anyone has. This is my passion and I love to talk about it. So
okay.
by all means hit me up.
Yeah. Any YouTube channels or?
Yeah, those shows. I'd rather be shaving is a YouTube show, and also I have my own Douglas Smythe channel.com where I
Okay.
give tips, tricks, and hacks and whatnot. But the
Okay.
show is better quality, if you ask me.
All right. Yeah, can you send those to me by email so then that way I
Yeah.
can drop
Oh,
it
for sure.
down?
Yeah, yeah. Right after
Yeah,
this.
yep, yep. All right,
Excellent.
guys. Thank you for another episode and tuning in. This was another great interview. And make sure you check out Douglas' website and you hit him up if you got any questions about shaving and how to grow a beard or if that's just genetics. But if you need products, he got you all the products and you know how to stop the itching, no mas. Yeah.
That's right. See, he's
Do
listening.
you speak Spanish or no?
Sí, sí. Hablo
Okay.
español. Lo hablo.
Yeah, because I know out in Arizona, a lot of Spanish speakers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. In fact, some of my staff.
Oh, yeah, some of the staff speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. All right, then, and you're based in Phoenix or
Right outside of Phoenix, Casa
right
Grande.
outside
This is
Phoenix?
where they make
Okay,
Frito-Lay is right over here.
okay. Oh, the name of it is Frito-Lay?
Frito-Lay chips, Fritos,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
they make them right next door to me pretty much.
Oh, okay, got you, got you. Oh, the headquarters of Frito-Lay Cheetos. Got you,
Yeah,
got you,
yeah.
got you, got you. All right, then, thank you for coming on the show. I highly appreciate this. You've been a wonderful guest, and I appreciate you.
Right on, Daniel. Thanks again. Thanks for contacting me. Thanks for reaching out. And I'll email you those links right now.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Ciao.